All right, ladies and gentlemen, mi se vini në programin ton të studia e jon All Things Albanian. I wish I could continue in that eloquent way I've been continuing it, but I don't think it's going to happen for right now. Nonetheless, welcome to the All Things Albanian podcast, where today I have a special guest for you, the king of content himself, the one, the only Tim Emini, also known as Tim Celebrity. How you doing,
God.
baby?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm getting pretty good at these intros.
That's actually pretty
I'm getting
smooth.
pretty good at cutting a promo right now.
Pretty smooth.
I love that.
I liked
right?
it when you spoke shoop.
I'm trying to perfect it a little bit. I'm not even going to be honest.
But do you ever feel like weird that you only speak Kirchhoff shoop?
It's a big problem for me.
Like
to
when
be
I
honest
see
with you.
people places, I don't speak shoop if they're unless they're from Kirchhoff.
Right.
I'm like, God forbid they hear me, bro.
I start out a little bit. So for the few things I do know, I'm going to start out, but I start out too strong. That's the problem. And I know it's just going to crumble from there. So I slowly transition into speaking English.
Yeah, of course. But now I just go hardcore Kirchhoff style. If they speak shoop to me, they're like, "Chka bon," I'm like, "See any be you just doing it?"
Right.
I'm like, screw it. You know, if they want to be weird, I'll be more weird.
Exactly, yeah. So now it's just, for me, I'm going to try a little bit, but it's going to be mostly English if it's someone super professional or whatever the fact may be. But
The weird part is honestly, they always understand us. I don't understand them.
right, yeah.
If they're from what's that place?
From Shqipnai.
Shqipnai, they might as well speak Turkish to me. I don't understand the words.
It's just completely off-centered for you. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
speak Shu, so I feel stupid when that happens. Because like we're outside of a club and they're like, they say I'm like,
Wait, hold on. What
I'm like,
happened?
what?
Yep.
It's so awkward.
It's dialects are a big thing, man. That's just a big problem for us. It's just it's a whole thing. Like I know Shqip. I know my Kërçov dialect very well.
Right.
But then when I start getting into mixing in with all these other people that are Shqipnai, Kosovë, it's so hard to not make myself look like a complete dumbass that it's just, what do I do? So
And you're more weird when you try speaking like them.
exactly, yeah.
I'm like, Mead, UCN. I'm like, oh my God. I've literally like sweated talking to them.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
because you don't want to look like a dumbass because you know what you're talking about, but then it all just somehow crumbles down. So it's like either go full Kërçov Shqip, and if they understand
And then
me,
they're
cool.
like, you're not Albanian.
Oh my God.
I've had
that's-
someone say to me, "You're not Albanian."
I've had that all my
I
life.
was like, "Good, I'm Macedonian then. Kiss my ass." I mean, what do you want me to say? If I'm not Albanian to you, who am I Albanian to?
yeah, if I'm
And
not,
the same person who said that to me hadn't been back home in like 10 plus years. I go every summer.
let's mention the fact that most of the time, whenever we run into these situations, it's either you hosting an Albanian party
100%.
or something, or you being a part of the actual event going on. So it's like, wait, what just happened right now?
Like, how much more Albanian could I be at this
I'm
point?
here because I'm doing this. Like, what do you? Yeah,
I'm not competing to be Albanian anyway. I
Yeah.
can say I'm Colombian. I really don't care. I wasn't competing.
It's not.
But
It's not a competition.
If you're saying I'm not Albanian, I am, buddy.
Yep.
I am. I know a guy, I forgot where he's from, Ulcina or something. He's like, "You're not Albanian." He's like, "You're less Albanian than us." I'm like, "I wasn't competing. You win."
Right. Yeah.
That's
I'm
weird.
not here to prove my Albanianness. I'm here to bring everybody together to be more Albanian.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's the whole thing with the podcast that I'm trying to do. So to bring these ideas to light, you know what I mean?
And I mean, I asked you
Yeah.
here a couple of days ago, I was like, "Why are we Albanian in Macedonia?"
We had a full conversation about it.
And I'm trying to remember it because I love knowing
Right,
knowledge.
we got-
1918.
1912. from
1912.
Independent, yeah. We got into this whole thing about it. I don't know my history too well on it, but I know the general ideas of it. So like why are you in Albania from Macedonia? That was like a big question we had growing up. It's like I
Right.
had to prove that I was Albanian. No, but you're Macedonian, this, that. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to get into.
I would just say I'm going to Albania this summer.
Right,
I wouldn't
exactly.
even say Macedonia
Yeah,
unless they were Albanian.
Right. So, it's a whole history and traditions and culture that as to why we're there. At the end of the day, I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're from Greece. I don't care if you're from Ulcin, Montenegro, Kosovo. Albanian's Albanian at the end of the day. That's all that matters. I don't know why it's become like a measuring contest of who's more Albanian. Why? What is going
What does
on?
it matter?
Why is that even a thing? That's like a big problem that we have to deal with. That's just not even a thing that should be done with.
I gave up on Albanians like that, dude.
There's no reason to even get into Albanians like that. But let's get into it a little bit more. I love that right there. What I'm curious about is... What am I curious about? I just lost my train of thought right there.
I don't know what you're curious about.
Yeah.
Let's think of hot topics.
No, not even hot topics. It's just Tim Emini, the first thing that comes to my mind is you're a self-proclaimed celebrity.
Yes, unfortunately.
But what I'm more curious about is your government name.
My government.
Your
Okay, that's
actual
weird.
government
Damn it.
name.
I didn't want it to get to this.
Well,
Even Chase Bank doesn't know my government name. That sounds crazy, but you can write a check to Tim Emini.
so that's what you go with everything.
Yeah.
Tim Emini. You don't
because
they never give
venues
you
write me
problems for that?
checks. What?
They never give you problems for that.
Chase Bank?
Yeah,
Oh, they did in the beginning.
not Chase Bank, just in
'Cause
general. Do you put Tim Emini everywhere?
Yeah. No, not everywhere. On my like actual files, I put my name, Argetim Emini.
Argetim Emini.
A lot of people don't know my name is Argetim.
When's the last time someone actually referred to you as
Argetim? The last time people who know me well, like cousins to laugh at me. I don't know.
So just people totally fucking around with
yeah,
it. I do that all the time. Argetim.
Yeah, Argetimothy, you know.
Argetimothy's a great one. You know what I was actually
People
thinking?
think my real name's Timothy sometimes. I just say, yeah.
Whatever. You know what I was thinking about today?
What?
About your name, Argetim. This was actually a hilarious... Your name is like perfectly done for when someone wants to yell at you. So just think of Argetim! Ibrit! And if I ever... I'm not going to do this because then you're going to take all the clout for naming a child after you. But if I were to ever name a child and I wanted it specifically just to be so I could yell at
hostile.
them. Yep, just to yell at them, it'd be Argetim! Hecko, чужбоне, це кid.
It has like a good up,
It's got
up
a nice,
and drop.
It's got a nice flow. Argetim. It's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
nice flow to it.
Yeah, my dad loved it.
Your dad
He yelled
loved
at me
it.
a lot, yeah.
That was great. And actually, perfect little segue into what I was thinking about your name in general, because I'm very fascinated with Albanian names, because there's a lot of Albanians out there, especially the first generation, that have changed their name because it was too Albanian, to something more Americanized, whatever they were called as a child, just to be more Americanized. When, all good? I love that. So Argetim in Shqip means, for the most part, entertainment, to entertain. So, wealthy habits, victim of wealthy habits entertainment, everything basically you've done up until now has been in the entertainment industry. Do you think there's like some, even if it's conscious or subconscious, do you think there was something there in your Albanian name that made you do that?
I don't want to lie. I think so. Because I as you brought this up to me, I think once a long time ago, but I also thought about, it's kind of oblivious to me, but when it hits me, like my mom be like, "The Argetush." To have fun.
Yep.
And I'm just like, that's weird. That's like what I do for a living.
Yeah.
You know? That's weird. Subconsciously, probably.
It's just always stood in the back of your mind.
Yeah. And I actually like my name. I just go by Tim because it's easier. And the reason why I let Chase Bank do that is because I used to work for places that are like sketch, and they'd write me checks, and they just write Tim. So I was forced to change it at Chase. I was like, can you just put Tim and so that I'm not like here begging you, not getting like checks bounced and stuff.
Right.
So that's why, but I never minded showing my name. But you know, it definitely happens.
What was the weirdest name you've gotten? Like you're in school and they're calling your name. What was the weirdest variation of your name you got in school?
I mean, Argetim was like 100 times.
Oh, see, that's
every substitute teacher.
Argetim.
And I knew it was coming because the E is the last name. I was like 4th or 5th in the list, so I knew it was coming.
You were just like, waiting
Tim,
for it.
You know, I was cool.
After Alyssa,
you know, even in elementary school, I was cool. I was like Tim, and they'd be like Argetim, and I'd be like, damn it, I just said it, man.
So that's even, at least you got Argetim, dude. I got
Albin.
Dude, I wish I had gotten some variation of my name. I got once Aladdin. Aladdin. Is
like,
Aladdin a Geroja here? Yeah, it's Alban. It's not actually Aladdin, but...
Yeah, in elementary school, you'd correct them. But in high school, you'd be like, yep, Aladdin. You know, you just stop caring. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just, yeah, Aladdin. Whatever you want, just give it to me. And that's a thing that I've always thought about. Like, so with the names in general, that...
They always added an N to my name. Argentim.
Maybe...
There's no N in it, man.
Where'd you get the N from?
I don't know. Like, every time.
Maybe because it looked like Argentina.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that...
Never even thought of that.
Close enough, and they're just... doing that off the cuff.
Because they're stupid.
That's more than likely. Most of them were just people coming in and just.
This is like substitute teachers that this came.
Yeah. It was always the substitute that.
And when I send like W9s to places, they'll be like, "That's your name."
What name is that?
It's like some Chad. He's like, "What's up? That's your name?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's Argetim." They're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, Not Illinois.
Definitely not anywhere in the continental United States.
Yeah, but just 1099 me. You don't need to know more than that.
Quick, ask me questions.
Yeah.
I love that. But that's funny. Just even how that young we were dealing with those Albanian aspects of our lives that we weren't even fully aware of them. We're just like, oh, why the hell is my name so different from everybody else? And it just, from that young, we were dealing with it. And then me and you were lucky enough to be born close to each other, to be childhood best friends, where we had the Albanian connection and we kind of kept it alive from there. But it's like, I would always think, like, what are these people that were in the Chicagoland area, at least in outer 3-4 hours away in the middle of nowhere? Like, what the hell were they going through? Like, how they'd probably just fully
They were just straight
assimilate.
outcasts. Because here, while we were weird, right next to us, there was like a guy from like Hajib Patel, and it's like, oh, perfect. Dude.
Just like
you're
another
weird, I'm weird.
Yeah,
Cool.
we got that connection.
And
of
like
being
the
weird.
foreigners would all be a clique, you know?
Yep.
Like we'd be like, cool.
It's just we had a rough upbringing, man. It
We
was
did.
nice, but when it came to like foreign stuff like that, that was hard.
Foreigners were outcasts here,
Oh
man.
man.
But now they're cool.
Now it's
Now
like
it's
the cool
cooler
thing.
to be
Now it's the
foreign.
cool thing.
I'm more Albanian now than I was as a kid. Now I'm just
100
like, what's up?
Not,
Albanian.
yep, now it's on now, and I hate to
Sometimes
say
I
it.
fake an accent.
I hate to be to bring the cliche idea up of it, but I'm proud to be Albanian, man.
Yeah, I'd rather be Albanian than Chad.
100%. So when it comes to the
Until
Albanian,
it's like getting approved for something on credit. They see your name and they're like, what is this guy?
oh Jesus.
But I mean, I always get approved.
Well, you've got a great credit score, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's
that's what
not
helps
bec-
me.
It's not because of your name.
No,
Believe
it's
me.
not because of my name. I probably can't rent things as easy because of my name, you know.
More than likely not.
Yeah.
But that's how that goes. Growing up Albanian, we've been here in the cut way too
Northwest
long.
suburbs,
Northwest
Schaumburg,
suburbs of Chicago,
Rolling Meadows,
Streamwood.
Streamwood.
Didn't you hate that growing up when we would go back home? Pikuia. Well, I'm from Chicago. No, Pikuia said this. No.
Hey, no Kimpi, Wisconsin. I'm from Chicago. We're
I'm
in Cook County, and I hated that. And you know what? What I hate is people who live 5 hours away who are like, that's not Chicago. Then stop saying you're in Chicago when you're in Woodfield Mall.
Yep.
Because when you're in Woodfield Mall, you say you're in Chicago.
Yep.
And I know you do that to your little friends at your restaurant back wherever because that's BS. That they tell us we're not from Chicago. We are. We just grew up in Schaumburg area. Whatever.
All the people outer from us, the 4 or 5 out away from us, they always gave us the bad name.
Yeah, they did.
And then we had to defend them.
And to be clear, because viewers are probably like, what are they? Back home in Macedonia, when we would go for 3 months every summer,
Yeah.
when we were younger, they'd be like, you're not from Chicago. Well, we are. A few of us are.
Right.
I mean, we're more from Chicago than them because we're in Schaumburg, I guess. And we're in Cook County. Maybe not actually. My parents
gonna get
didn't
into
live in River
semantic, yeah.
North. But I definitely didn't live in, wherever. Not that it's bad, but don't
Not
discount
bad,
it. That's all.
exactly.
Don't discount it.
We were the ones that were defending it when we didn't have to defend it.
We didn't, yeah. We were
Yeah.
the ones defending it.
And they just, that intermixing of just having to defend that was just always, I don't know why I even thought of that. That just came into my head
Dude, I
right
hated
now.
that. I hated that. I felt like I was like fighting for Chicago.
In Chicago. And then that's the thing that is like, we've always been in the car. You grew up in the Chicago music industry, the nightlife industry. You're the sultan of nightlife is what I
Yeah.
like to refer to you as.
I stayed in River North for like 2-3 years,
Exactly, yeah. So it's just like always.
which I like Schaumburg better. Honestly, the city's whack. I loved it. I thought it was cool, but I learned Chicago, if you're not a millionaire, is seriously whack.
If
It's fun, it's cool, but the
to
suburbs
go
are
out
better
for
for
the event.
For the average Joe like you and I.
better to just go out for the event and come back home
Yeah,
to
we'll
where
just
we're used to it.
we'll go out, we'll have fun there, we'll drink there, we'll beg one of our friends to drive us home.
Oh,
That's
exactly. That's always the better. And then in the Chicago nightlife industry, we go out, we go there. The thing is, to bring it back to all things Albanian, that's where we're at right now. What was always the thing that made you want to do Albanian nightlife events? Because you've done a lot of them. So what was the thing that made you want to connect more to the Albanian nightlifes?
I never did. That sounds so stupid. I actually wanted to do normal nightlife, festivals,
Right.
like what's hot now type stuff.
Right.
But I just got a lot of attraction and a lot of Albanian attention.
Right.
And then as I did different jobs, people would hit me up and they'd be like, "Hey, you're Albanian. I see you do events. Can we do events at one of your venues?" I had a lot of venue power because
Right.
I worked with the hottest clubs.
Yep.
Most people didn't have that, and most Albanians just didn't like have that,
Right.
I guess. So they'd be like, "Well, can we go to one of your clubs and do an event?" So the Albanian event throwers would hit me up, and me
Right.
being like, seeing an opportunity in that, I was like, "Cool." And then when I did it, I realized I liked it. I was like, you know what, this is actually
It was
cool
actually a good time,
because
yeah.
Albanian events are really fun.
Indeed, they are.
You know, like when you play Mora Fial and like people go nuts,
Dude.
it's like equivalent to like, you know,
Lil Wayne playing
Lil
one of his
Wayne
greatest
Lollipop
hits.
top hit. It's like
Yes.
equivalent to that.
Honestly, for Albanians, that's probably even more so of the
It's just
fact.
they go nuts, and like I was like, this is fun. Then I kind of wanted a little bit bigger piece of the pie. I'll be
Right.
honest, and not for money, not for event throwing, just for fun. I like having fun.
Just because you like the connection of actually being
It's fun. I actually
Yep.
never, I think to this day, like made a buck on Albanian events. I just get involved enough to like be a part of it.
right.
I can high five my friends, be there, be cool, and then disappear when I need to. You know?
Right. Do you ever notice like almost like a thing of how Albanian events aren't as poppin' as you thought they would be? I feel like in the Chicago nightlife industry, for Albanians at least, whenever an Albanian event goes on, I always think to myself, why are there not more Albanians here?
You know, I think that all the time too, dude.
Like what is the disconnect? Because like for at least the New York crowd, when I see New York people
Yeah, I get
throwing
mad
parties,
when I see those videos. Are like, "Whoa."
they're going crazy. It's like a full. I don't know if it's the camera. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming it's actually as packed as it is.
Well, there's 600 people there. You put 600 people anywhere, it'll look crazy.
Crazy,
Put them
you're
in
right.
here, and we'll be like, what?
The 100%.
You know?
And it's like I always get envious of them because I feel like Chicago could have such a badass time with an Albanian event, like Albanian parade with the cars going through Chicago with it. There's a decent amount of
That
people.
was
It was
cool.
a great time. I'm like, why can't every event be like this and people get hyped for it?
Because New York Albanians party better. They drink more, they get wasted, and they party.
They
Here,
actually-
Albanians are like, some party, some don't. Some are doing this, some are
are doing-
businessmen, some are like alcoholics, and we're all trying to like mesh.
Get
And I
into-
think that's honest to God it. I think in New York, no one's like trying to be a certain type of Albanian. I think Albanian means
Or
Albanian.
just Albanian. That's
I could
a
be
very
so
good point.
wrong because I literally have no correlation to
This
that
is
crowd.
just me and you sitting in two chairs right now talking about this.
Yeah, like someone from New York would be like, you're wrong, bro. I'd be like, yeah, I probably am.
Probably, yeah, that's-
There's also like 10 times more Albanians there, isn't there?
Well, that also does help, and they're all like congregated in close enough areas. Whereas Albanians out here, they're like 3-4 hours away.
Yeah,
So
or
that
in
is
the
a problem.
suburbs. Like,
Yeah.
if you throw something in River North, which we've done, it'll be like, you're kind of pulling teeth to get them to go there.
yeah.
And then they'll be like, but why aren't you doing it at a banquet? And they'll be like, because like I don't want to.
I don't want to do.
I don't want to do it at Diplomat West. I mean, there's weddings there. I've seen like my nephews there. I want to go somewhere where there's lights and it's crazy and we can do bottle service.
where it's
and,
an actual concert,
and the girls
not
get ready and they look good there. You know, not like
Right.
where the girls get ready and it feels like a Dodson.
I mean, we're all going to. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I never have done a banquet event. I won't even get involved. If it was ever brought up to me, I'm like, no. I want nothing to do with that.
And that's a big thing with Albanian events around here. That why is it always at a banquet? Why can't we move somewhere where it's an
Because
actual?
what you just said. Why isn't there a lot of people? The Chicago Albanians are so accustomed to banquets, they'll only go if it's at a banquet. When they did that Albanian event at Tunnel Nightclub, that's a sick venue.
Yeah.
All these spots are cool. We did Trophy Room. These are cool spots. They don't want to go because they're like not, they don't even like know where to park. They're like, see the school, how are we going to get there? No.
Right,
But
it's
banquets, they're so accustomed to it. They go to eight weddings a year at Diplomat, but don't go to 8 nightclubs a year. So of course, going to Diplomat is
easier,
easier.
yeah. Easier
That's why
access,
when they
yep.
do like a fast, whatever, at
Yeah.
Diplomat, there's like 900 from around here there, and
Yeah.
you're like, why? Like, why would they not want to go to Tunnel Nightclub?
And
That's
also,
why.
Very good point. And also, not to mention that within 1 week, when November 28th rolls around, there's 36 different concert options to go to. And so, well, why can't we fill it up? Because we don't get together and do like.
You got too many leaders, too many people.
Too many people that want-
Albanians want to
yeah.
be the boss. They want to run it. They want to be the leader. So there's 20 events.
Yeah, and then 20 events has 70 to 100 people each, and it's well, why can't we? Well, it's because we've got 30 different ones. Like why?
Me, RV Mala, RV. Well, he's Albanian. We do a lot of work together. We've always said, let's group up and all become a team. We've tried.
Yeah,
We try unifying. It's like as soon as we throw a group meeting, everyone's a leader. With Albanians, you can't.
It's just all egos all the time.
All the egos are like budding, and me and Arvi are just like, dude, we just want a good event. We don't really care about the money. And they're like,
Right.
That's the only type of events they do. That's the difference. Me and Arvi do like, he does like residency at Spy Bar, cool spots. So we're like Albanians like on our burner.
Right.
So we're just doing it for fun.
That's the
While
the thing
they're like, this is our shit.
Right.
You're not gonna tell us how to do it. And then we're like, all right, let's throw 4 events instead of one good ass one. You can just throw 4 and pray, and then one will do good out of all of them. Depends which one gets the best headliner or something. That's usually what the battle is,
Yeah, but we've had events in Chicago where it's been like 5 top name headliners where it like drew a decent amount crowd, but it was just like, okay, what's missing? There's definitely something. There's a disconnect here with the Albanians in Chicago for the nightlife industry that I think could be amazing on top of it. Just everybody get together and group up and do not 60 different ones in one week, but just have singular ones.
Right. And then they give up easy. They give up easy.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get to do well. I don't know, dude. I've been doing like nightlife for many years, but I don't know that. I don't.
It's something that we definitely need to think about, and it's something that I think Chicago can come together towards and do something for.
I personally have kind of gave up on Albanian events. I really wanted to do them. But the problem is I got too much heart for them, and I want to see them do well.
Right, and then when they
I realize Albanians, like, they need a headliner there. Like, they can't. I never wanted that.
Yeah.
You remember the events we'd throw? It'd be like just DJs.
Just a DJ.
And they'd be like, "Pa kush dhe kunnuat?" Like, kush dhe ke kontar? I'm like, no one. Like, it'll be just cool, fun DJs.
Right.
They'll be like shocked that they're coming to just a event.
We've gotten so accustomed to the fact that there's got to be a big name headliner there that it's not going to be fun otherwise.
Yeah, and I don't like headliners because the party revolves around them.
Right.
Not that I dislike them, but that's not my taste. My taste is the party revolves around us.
Around the people, exactly.
The people have fun. We are all stars. Yeah. We don't need a big singer. The big singer events are good for New Year's.
A big event.
But like just random weekends, I think there could be an Albanian every Saturday party around here.
That's the thing, I think, too. Consistency. That would be a big key to that because there's nothing that's consistent. Obviously, 2020 threw all of that out the window for us right now.
Yeah, for everyone.
But I think consistency would be a big thing. Every Saturday you have some Albanian event. And it doesn't even have to be an Albanian event. It's got to be like a Balkan event or something.
Yeah.
That's every Saturday.
Balkan events don't work. Places have tried it. Yeah. Places have tried it.
Yeah,
you can't put Bosnians, Serbians, Albanians, Bulgarians
There's always
in one place.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Not that anybody. It's not like a conflict thing. It's just more so they just don't want to party together.
Yeah, right. It's always better said. Yeah, that's true.
They've tried.
Yeah. But the Albanian, I think that would be a good thing, especially getting the youth. There's a whole youth out there of Albanians that want to get together. It's like insanity. That's big reason why I started doing this, because there's a whole generation of Albanians that have a yearning for being together, have a yearning for coming together, but for whatever reasons that are out there, they just can't mesh well. They don't have it in to get into these ideas.
Well, because there's no organized system for them.
Right.
Again, I don't even know how to help them, because it's just going to get, I think, okay, when I see the youth, they're like, and this is good show of Albanians, they're getting married young. They're like handling business,
Yeah.
And I respect that.
If that's the
Honest
way you
to God, I
go with
respect that. If you can get married at 20, better off, because after like 25, no one's worth getting married to. So get married young. Listen to your parents. I swear they're right. But
this is coming from two of us that haven't done that.
They're
yet.
right.
We went the complete opposite on that one. So
I have a child. I have a child who's more Albanian than some Albanian kids
already at his age.
But you know what? I don't care. I don't whatever. But it's true. The older you get, it gets harder. So when these youngins, they're like flocking to what their parents say, I gotta respect it.
100%.
It is crazy though. It is crazy. Like when you hear like your 18-year-old cousin or something get married.
At such a young, even
I'm
younger
like,
than that.
And I'll
sometimes.
like be like in like 3 years you can go to Vegas and have like you have to
you
experience
still haven't
that.
experienced that.
You haven't been to Vegas yet, bro? And they'll be like, what? And you're like, actually, it's just
you know what? You're on a different path. You do what you got to do. But that's like just such the whole marriage just concept in and of itself with Albanians. Like, this is how I know this is how me and you grew up. We grew up, you're going to go to school, you're going to get a good college degree, you're going to get a 9-to-5, you're going to find a nice Albanian girl, you're going to get married to her, and you're going to have 17 kids by the time you're 30. And the pressure on that was just insanity. Like
It
that's
was so much easier to do none of that.
it was
Because the pressure's
the
nuts.
pressure on it, because you could do that. It's not like you can't do that.
Right.
You could follow that path, but just the pressure the whole community, just Albanians in general, put on you to do, just follow that. And it's like, well, what if I want to do something a little bit different? I'm not going off the rails here, trying to do something crazy, but the pressure
Our
on
parents are pressured too.
yeah,
So
I'm
it's not their
putting
fault.
blame
You know,
on
like
them exactly.
their sisters, cousins, blah 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 would be
Just
like
the community in
Ishalat
themselves.
Martoa, Ishalani Nosa every minute, and they're like, "Did you get a
do you
Nosa yet?" And you're like, "I know, no."
Do you want to hear a funny story about this
And
that
they're just,
happened
and
to
you're
me
like,
the
"Well,
other day?
what?"
I get called up to bat basically by an Albanian. He's like, "Savjeti ke bua." But niste 8 vjeti kum bua. Niste 8 vjeti kum bua. Okay, what happened? Ka erdhë fakti për të martohesh. And just I'm getting there, obviously, okay. Ka erdhë, yeah. And I always flip it now on them. I'm like, Valle Mairtho. Some avrek Jimny Nosa.
Oh,
Just quick. And they're just like,
hit 'em
"Wait,
with a
what just
curveball."
happened? And then they get over that. They're like, okay, whatever. And I sideswipe that. He's like, duhet gjash një nose, duhet martohesh se mo mbridhet. Po dojt bridhet, po ne mo mbridhet, se te nuk martohesh në njëherë or some crazy shit. On du të bridh, on du të bridh.
That's amazing.
So the sole reason for him to me get married and seven nuk se get your life straight.
So you can create Savale.
Krejs një valle, ta shine hajde din passion real
So I gotta
quick.
ruin my life.
I've got to go through all the hurdles in 6 months because I have to do it in summertime.
And she's gonna divorce you, but at least he got the dance.
At least he got a nice dance out of it. This is what we're dealing with on a daily basis.
Yeah, nowadays they just split up with you. It's not like back in the day where they're like, I'm just gonna deal with the consequences.
No. Nowadays, people.
Nowadays, if like your shoes are too big, girls will leave you.
If you snore when you sleep, they're probably leaving you nowadays.
If you wear blue, they'll leave you.
No, yeah. This older generation
blue.
thinks. This older generation, this blue. This, by the way, do you know what sweater this
I
is?
know. I saw it immediately when I walked in. That's mine. You stole it.
And I'm never giving it back.
I loved it too.
But this older generation thinks it's just like you get a nose and then you guys are gonna make it work. Like no. That's not how this works.
They don't know that
nowadays.
noses like don't want to stay with your parents anymore. You have to get like a $1,500 apartment in Schaumburg. You have to like get them a Netflix account.
Yeah. Like
It's not like it used to be
no,
where
no,
you
no,
just
these-
like leave them at home and go to Vegas still.
No.
They have Instagram. They'll see where you're in Vegas.
They'll see what you're doing. It's all both men and women nowadays. They're together. They're right here. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no. I'm better than you. No.
Well, they're
That is
about
all
here,
done
so
with.
You careful with that.
Where are we at?
Women are even to me, but Albanians are a problem, man.
Albanians are a big problem. That's why we got to normalize these conversations. Of we're equal. This isn't.
Yeah,
I'm
but they
more
don't get it. They don't get it.
And they're never gonna get it.
No, they're not.
They're never gonna get it. And, we just got to move our generation. We got to just move forward with our lives. We're Albanian American. That's the unfortunate truth. I am an
Yeah.
Albanian American. What I have to do now is how to bring Albanian traditions and culture into my American lifestyle. I am proud to do it, and I want to do it more and more. That's just what it is. It's not. I'm not going back home anytime soon to live there for forever. This is where my life
The
is.
all or nothing plan doesn't exist.
That
anymore.
went back.
You can't be like,
Yeah.
okay, you're either gonna marry an Albanian girl and have the perfect life, and
Yeah.
or now you're like a drug addict who no one's ever gonna see again.
It's two extremes.
It's like two extremes.
It's either
Now it's like you're American, Albanian, whatever you just said.
yeah.
You could do both.
There's a spectrum.
I know so many Albanian guys who don't post their kids, whatever. I don't care. It's not my style.
Yeah. So that's actually the perfect segue into. You didn't go that route at all.
No, I did not.
You did not go on that. By the way, happy first birthday to Mars.
He is 1
April
years old.
14th,
Thank you.
1 years
Thank
old.
you.
Let's give a round of applause
also
for my man here.
adorable.
Growing up like a king.
What was it? Beautiful.
Beautiful. All right.
Swagger.
A little disconnect.
My
There we
son's
got-
1 year old now.
Yes, he is.
He
1
looks
years
just
old.
like me. He got really
He's
blessed.
he's your. I actually when I posted the
So I'd like
birthday
to
thing
think I'm handsome.
with him, screwing around with him, tapping him on the shoulder. I got a bunch of people. He's like, "Oh my God, he's Tim's twin." I'm like, "Yeah, if with your guys' family especially, all the men at least, 100%, dude. There's certain features on you guys that, yep, kypige dumaita. No
Yeah.
doubt about it. That's it. Lips, nose, and eyes. I've always said if I can see those three combinations, that's it. And he took after you 2,000%. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we have a contract with God. It's insane.
There is a contract with God in the Emini family. That they have to all look together.
It's insane, and that's why I was like, he's half Nicaraguan. He's not, obviously not full Albanian.
Right.
But I was like, oh my God, is he gonna be tan? Because baby mama Jasmine, she's tan. Like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm having an Albanian child who's like really dark.
I'm tan too,
but
so
he's
it's
like, he's like whiter than you, man. Like you are tan. He's like white, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, he looks like identical to me. It's insane. I was worried he's gonna be like really dark, and then he's gonna be like,
as if 2020 didn't give you enough to think about. You had a kid in 2020.
Facts.
Out of wedlock. With a non-Albanian.
Yep.
Dude, what was going through your mind when you first thought about it? Was there actually, the better question is, was there anything about, holy shit, he's not Albanian, that was going through your mind when you first found out?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'd be just a weirdo if I said, no, bro, I was so passive and cool. No, of course. I was like, this is going to be weird for everybody. And I was terrified. I know some people are dying to hear about this. Here you go.
Here, this is it on the All Things Albanian podcast.
I was like, oh God, I'm having a kid,
Yeah.
And, I didn't tell people because I was just waiting for the right time.
Right.
Not being Albanian, I had to play some politics.
Of course.
My aunts had to find out gradually. My really Muslim uncles had to find out super gradually, like a day before he was born. And I was like, I got to cater to these people now.
Right.
I got really lucky. My parents are good people.
Yes, they are. Indeed.
They're really good people. They just accepted me and my style. But
was that your biggest concern?
Of course.
About your parents
I don't
finding
care
out
what
first?
you think. I don't care what you or Nick. I like you guys. I love you guys.
Yeah,
I do care what you think, but I don't care if you guys accept my kid or not. It doesn't make my day.
I'm in
Even though you
contract.
beyond do, but I'm just saying I didn't care what others thought. But I was like, great, my parents. Where do I start?
Right.
And you know what? It was. I'm gonna make it sound cute today because it's been a while.
Yeah,
but in that 2 weeks
it.
of my life, I did nothing. I didn't work on my laptop. I didn't get anything done. I was like.
You were just
my
in
heart pressure was high. I didn't know what to do first. Who
Right.
to tell first. How to tell people.
Yeah.
I told my sister first.
Right.
I told my parent. I told you fifth, fourth.
Right.
And you knew right away, and just a couple of people who knew. And then I waited a little bit, and then as my parents were kind of like, you know what, he's alive, he's healthy. They were putting me in this pedestal where they're like, we can't discount this guy. Police don't come to my house growing up. I wasn't a drug. I mean, I never did things wrong,
Right.
So they just kind of took that on, and I don't know. I guess they paid me back by not making my life a living hell.
They just fully accepted it.
They accepted it. Yeah,
And it wasn't like, oh, how am I going to tell them? Am I going to get kicked out or anything? You told them, and it obviously was a shock. It wasn't something that you planned out,
right?
But it was a shock, and this, that, and
I wasn't young. Luckily, I was 26 years
yeah.
old when I found out. That's not young to have a kid. I mean, it's also kind of young to some people, but if this happened when I was your age, Nick, 19,
right?
They would have been
well, that's just a whole.
They would have flipped.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah. They would have
Dude, at 19, we weren't taking care of ourselves.
19,
let alone
we
having
didn't
to take
even
care
know.
of a kid.
We didn't know shit. So
we barely know it now, but we're working our way through it.
Facts. And then being 26, they were kind of like, he's not a little kid, Stiebelwin,
Yep.
It helps that I have a lot of supportive family. Because, my parents, they accepted me, but now they were, worried about their friends' family, being like...
How are they going to take it? Oh, my God, what's going to go from this?
But a lot's changed. And then I wanted to be an example of change, which I am.
Yeah,
I am.
for sure.
In fact, people are now going to start posting their half Albanian kids. You know how much guys don't because they're so embarrassed?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
They're weird, I think.
There's definitely Albanians out there that have had kids that were, for whatever reason, they were afraid to, or they didn't because the community wasn't going to accept them, this, that. And it came at a perfect time for you where you decided to go full throttle on it and do what you were supposed to do, in my opinion.
I'm not going to give people a chance to make up their own story. Oh, nope, he's not in his life. He's not a good dad. I am.
Yeah.
I handle my business. That's my son. I love him. He looks just like me.
Yeah, there's no getting around
beautiful.
that. Yep.
That's beautiful.
And the fact that he's not full Albanian or whatever the case may be.
He's more Albanian than some kids I know that have two Albanian. He's going to be more Albanian. Maybe not. I don't care anyway.
Right, yeah. That's just going to go with time there. But so how are you planning on growing him up then?
I don't know. I think about it every day.
Do you? That's definitely something at the forethought of you?
Sometimes, yeah. I think about it every day.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put him in like Disney movies. I want to try to get some agencies on him.
You're gonna make him go full Tim Emini. Weren't you doing some stuff like that at a young age
Yeah,
too?
when I was 16, I used to go to casting calls.
So you're gonna
I
put him
tried,
in
man. I
casting
tried. At
calls?
14, I went to casting calls.
I love that.
I've been wanting to be a celebrity my whole life. But yeah, I'm gonna try it. Why
Well,
not?
you are a self-proclaimed celebrity.
I'm self-proclaimed, yeah. Whatever, dude. I don't care. It's all. He's adorable. His birthday
best.
was cute. My mom got him a full Burberry outfit. That was a little excessive, but really cute.
Albanians always have to go excessive on
And
things.
she's
There's
like,
no.
"Shket gocko." I'm like,
Qatë e ke në për çat në blihem
she's like,
gjithë.
"Goc për mo, Allah." I'm like, "Oh my God, mom, you are terrifying me."
What was the hardest thing about when you made your first post? Because I remember that to this day. What was the thing that came to your mind first that you're like,
I'm not trying to show off, but my phone was probably hotter than Drake's that day.
did you find the reactions to people
What
more
was my
positive?
biggest?
Did you get any bad reactions to it?
No, it was all positive.
There you go.
I'm sure some people talk shit. I don't care.
Behind the scenes,
But,
they're not going to do it to you,
me
obviously.
directly,
Yeah.
especially Albanians, they were like in love with it.
So see, that's the thing with it. Albanians nowadays, they're more accepting than we think. In the back of my head, I think if I make a bad move, I'm going to get talked shit about. I'm going to get every negative reaction. Even with this, let alone having a kid, even with the podcast idea, I've been thinking about doing this for a year. And I'm like, you know what? And the main thing that held me back was, what was the public perception going to be?
Right. Like,
Yeah, Yaku man, one says Joe Rogan or something.
Jorogieni. At the stage, Jorogieni.
But let alone having a kid. But for the most part, actually, it's all 100%. Even on my end, can't even say that anyone said anything bad to me. It's been 100%. We're more accepting than we want the people than we
I
think
think
the perception
we're so
is.
in love with it that like you can't even hate. Like
These-
people are like, if we like hate, we'll be weird. When you keep it a secret, those people start to exist.
Then it's Then it
Because
comes
then they're
out,
like the
yeah.
only ones.
Yep.
But now
100%.
I got like 1,500 likes on Instagram. All people who love me, who love him,
Who are
who are
reaching
like
out.
commenting.
Yeah.
My phone, I've got like at least 10 plus text messages saying that I was doing it, I was faking it because I didn't post him until
Right.
after he was born. I didn't post like a
Right.
coming soon baby. Nothing. No one knew. Only like 18 people knew that I was having a kid before he was
Right.
born. And I was like, not even 12. That was
Right.
like you
So a
and
little
like
amount of people, yeah.
my nun died or something. I don't know. And like people who had to know. And when I posted it, people just didn't believe it. They thought I was doing it for like clickbait or like to be funny.
Great. I don't even remember how many phone calls I got. I mean, is he serious?
Picture what I went through. I just didn't deal my phone that day. I don't want to exaggerate. And someone's going to be like, he's just saying that because he's on a
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
for
of
clout.
course.
Cool. Maybe I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not. 400 plus messages I got about it.
I believe
Maybe
it.
more. Phone calls, I stopped counting.
And 100% of it was positivity.
Yeah.
Which
Or
is,
confusion.
well, all right, the confusion. But after they found out
positivity.
it
Yeah,
was
they'd be like,
real,
yep.
it was fully positive.
Yeah. It was fully positive. All the comments are positive. All people are positive. All my aunts loved it. You
Of
know
course,
what? I
man.
think it also helps that a lot of people know me for who I am.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
really a problematic person.
Right.
I'm not really the type to like have confrontation.
Right.
I have a half Albanian kid. I've always been kind of a wild card in our
Anyway,
group.
yeah,
I've been popping bottles and drinking since like 20, 19. Like I literally have been like
you've always been doing things that were out of the norm anyway.
yeah. So they kind of gave up on like fixing me.
Right.
Now that I did this, it was kind of like, okay, at least he's got a kid. He's a dad now. It's cute.
At least, and I've always said this to you. You've been doing it what I think is the right. You've been owning up to it. You've been handling your business for it.
Right.
And that's what I respect most about that. So, and then coming from that, us as the not first generation, however you want to call it, first generation, there's that we're Albanian Americans. This stuff isn't as bad as we think the negativity we're going to get from it. It's been mostly, and I know through the reactions we've had, it's been mostly positive for you, if not 100% positivity to you.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a bad vibe.
So yeah, it's not.
I've gotten weird stigmas. I mean, I'm
Of
kind of
course,
like
there's
being
stigmas.
so
You're
fun
gonna work
today.
through
I'm
those-
being like Mr.
Yep.
Happy. I don't know why, but there was some weird things where there was people who'll be like, but it's not their fault. I don't get mad at like they'll be like old school aunts would be like, "Oni mo mërzit," And I'm like, I'm not a Merzit, sweetheart. You know, I'm just like, chill. But they just think because they would be a Merzit
Right.
to like comfort me.
Yes.
But you know what? It's not their fault. They're from a total different upbringing. I can't be like, yo, I can't believe she said that to me, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
So,
I understand where they were coming from. They're like, Mo Merzit, Onisa,
so that's just all gonna come with the package.
And I'm just like, that wasn't the vibe I had, but it's okay. Okay,
Yeah,
you're right.
So then that's a thing to it. Do you find it awkward to answer those questions, or like you'll get some crazy questions? Do you find it awkward, or are you just fully open about it? You don't?
I'm fully open. No, I tell them straight up. I'm like, no, only medium, guys, Mo. I'm happy.
Right,
I'm great.
So like if someone were to add like questions,
I was like, I'm gonna have another one.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're not, because people sometimes don't know how to. They feel awkward coming to you about situations. Not you specific, but when it's something weird like that, they feel awkward coming to a situation, and they're like, should I ask? Should I not ask? Should I be weird about it? Should I not be weird about it? And that's when someone goes through something like that. 99% of the time, it's just full blown open. It's not an awkward thing. You are fully proud about it.
Will be like full blown. Like they don't have that. Those feelings you all said don't exist with them. They'd be like, only thing like they'll like lose it. They'll be like, oh, like they don't care. Which I respect more. I'd rather them come up to me like as bold as they want, because I'm gonna be bold right back.
It's easier that way.
And then it ends. I mean, you can't even spread rumors about me because I literally show you everything.
Right.
My Instagram story is my day-to-day life
anyway.
You know, you can't even like finesse me.
Yeah.
That's why I think people are like just accepting it and loving it.
100%. The easier you make it for people to know about it, the easier they are to accept it.
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
And you know what? I'm not like excessive either. I'm not like, look at me. You know, I have a kid. You know, I'm not doing
using
that.
Yeah, you're not using that as
but
a
I am
leverage
just
tool.
proud of him. You know, he's adorable.
That's good. He's the cutest thing on earth, and I love that.
I wouldn't have it any other way, though. Every time I think about it, I'm like, this is like exactly what I wanted, as weird as it is.
You've always talked about doing kind of this thing in your life, and you know what? You went through it. So
I did hold my ground.
So the name Mars, where on earth did that come from? Because there's probably a million theories out there. I even have my own theory that I tell people about, and I'll tell you that after you tell us.
I actually named them after the planet Mars because I mean space camp I threw for 5 years.
You love astronomical things.
Yeah, astrology, whatever. I love that. I like watch everything Elon Musk does. I'm weird about it, and you know I did the traditional thing of Googling names,
of course,
and Googling creative names.
You know what I tell people? And I fully tell this. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I think I've mentioned it once. But whenever, because that name is a unique name. So why Mars? Is it after the planet? I'm like, actually, no. In Albanian, he wanted to keep it at Little Albanian. Mars is March.
Oh, that's nice.
He was born in April. There's like no connection whatsoever.
That.
I just fully, he just likes the month of March. So Mars.
That's a good one.
If you want, run with it.
I'm going to run with it.
There you go.
For my Albanian aunts, I'm going to run with it.
For the, I love that.
But really, why is because
you just love
astronomical our future is on Mars.
You think we're going to Mars?
Not wholeheartedly, but I kind of think it sometimes.
That's some idea of grandeur you have.
I believe it more than I believe some other things.
Do you believe?
No.
No. Do you believe that going to school was better for you or being an entrepreneur?
I'm still going to school, so I obviously believe going to school is better. I have summer classes coming up too.
All right, well, good.
I'm going to get my associates at the end of December, if I don't fail every class. I'm 20. I'm going to be 28 getting my associate's degree. It took me 10 years to get a 2-year degree.
So why didn't you just do that when everybody else did it?
I tried.
Out of high school.
I tried. I did 1 year and a half. The first year and a half, I was hardcore.
Right.
So I was so close. Not the first year and a half, the first year. Because I got right out of high school, right into community college. You know, I was like, I just followed everybody. I don't know.
Just going along with it.
I drove trucks for my dad, and it was hard to do that and do school. It wasn't that hard. Actually, now it'd be harder to do classes, but I had way less self-will then.
Right, you didn't have the determination, actually.
It was so much easier to just go party, you know, straight up. And then as I got a little older, I want a degree. I still do. I think knowledge is above anything.
Knowledge in general, in all forms, I fully agree with you.
I want to get my MBA one day.
That'd be insane.
The minute I can afford to like float, I will go back to school and get all the degrees I can get. So I actually think that that's more powerful.
True.
I think anybody who discounts school is just like insecure.
Right.
I think that's weird to discount school. It'd be like, you can make, I know a millionaire, he didn't even go to, I don't care about that. That's not why I'm going to school. I'm actually losing money by taking these classes. Not because I pay for them, because I have to dedicate time to them and I'm so busy. But you know what? There's things I learn every day. I'm in a Zoom class with like 18-year-olds right now because I'm still doing my gen eds. Think about that. I'm taking my associates to go get my associates. So like, it's like a Zoom call with like 18, 19-year-olds. And you know what? They'll say things like, I had a class that like, I forgot it was, I forgot, man. I don't even want to say it. It was a Zoom class. And one of the girls said something about Instagram to me that actually made me a lot of money. She doesn't even realize it. I finessed it. Because she's like young and she's like, you could do this one thing. And I was like, because I talked about Instagram and that's what I do for a living, like media and marketing. And she's like, did you know you could do this? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, I Googled it. I'm like, oh my God, she's right.
You just learned something out of a Zoom class that had nothing to do
from
with
an 18-year-old. She doesn't know that I literally, I make a living off of that.
And she helped you out and made you X amount of money.
And I learned biology because I took a biology class that same semester. Well, so I mean, it's all give and take, dude. Right. But I think being an entrepreneur is cool. I do what I want. I go to Vegas when I want. I go to Vegas 2-3 times a year.
Beautiful.
And I don't have to ask for permission to take off. I don't have to do 9 to 5. But guess what? I always have to have my laptop with me. That trade-off sucks.
You're always, so you're not
People get to clock out, their weekends off, they go to Vegas, they're wasted the whole time. On the back of my mind, sometimes I got to go back to the room and I got to work. There's nights, you've seen me do it. We've traveled.
100%.
Everybody had fun, and at 1 a.m., I pull out my laptop and I'm on till 5 a.m.
You walked in here with your laptop.
Yeah, I always do. I have with me. My bread and butter is my laptop.
100%.
I make a living off of it. So I can't lose an opportunity. I can't, if someone's hitting me up, do this, I'm like, I can't like be like, no, I'm on vacation. I'm not that pop. I'm not Drake of media. I need to be there when they need me. They don't care that I'm in Vegas. They don't care that I'm in whatever trip I think's cool.
Yeah, and you just got to always have it with you.
Exactly.
There's obviously always a benefit and negative to it. But
I guess if this all works out when I'm 40, I can retire and I'll never have to see a laptop again. And I'll delete my Instagram account and no one will ever see me again. So I swear to God, I'm sick of social media. I'm sick of it. When I was in China, yes, I've been to China. When I was in China, dead ass, I literally loved that there was no social media allowed there.
You're a big advocate for China.
I love that place.
You are. Why do you love it?
You built a home in Macedonia, I might build a home in China. Even though I can't because it's communist and the government owns every home. But if I could, I would.
Actually, and
you can off the water, though, as long as the government approves it. But they wouldn't approve it for me because all I have is a 10-year visa.
You're going so into China right now. Did you know? I don't know too much of the history behind it, but did you know that when Albania was fully communist and like close to the only, I think it was like trade partner, the only other country they interacted with was China.
Really?
At the time, yeah. You'd find that so interesting. I could be dead ass wrong right now. And I might get burned on this, but you know what? Wrong. Whatever.
Dude, China
just
runs
look into
the world,
it. You might like love it. So then you
go
can
to Shanghai. You go to Shanghai, and I swear to God, you'll be like, never mind. I'm sorry.
Well, take me there. How about that?
I will go tomorrow. I have a visa. You need to get one.
You need a visa to go to China?
$160 at the Chinese
that's right.
embassy.
Didn't you get like stuck or whatever?
Yeah, I don't want to bring it up, but yeah, I went to the airport the first time and wasn't able to go, so I went to Denny's instead.
I fucking love that.
That was weird. I literally got told at O'Hare, you need a visa, and I'm like, honey, did you see that? I'm like, that's an American passport. I thought I was like DJ Khaled, you know. I was like, that's an American passport. She was like, yeah, exactly. You need a Chinese visa to go to China. And I flipped out on her. She's like, you can't fly today. Yep. She's like, do you want to go to Japan instead? I'm like, sure. She's like, all right, $1,600 extra. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to Japan either. I went to Denny's.
And you went to Denny's instead.
Yeah. I lost the money, everything.
Speaking of your passport, what's your favorite stamp on your passport?
Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah. Cool stamp, cool location. That's the best place in Europe.
You love Amsterdam that much? I've never been. I've been there on like a layover once, but
no. I've been out like partying, seeing Amsterdam. You want to talk about a spot that fits like Vibe City? That's it, dude.
So you'd move to China, but not Amsterdam?
Amsterdam's boring though. Like it's cool when you're vacationing. It's like San Diego, you know. It's awesome. It's
Right.
beautiful. I don't know if I want to live there.
I love that. Do you think
I want to keep it as a vacation destination.
you want to just keep going there?
I
love
don't.
that.
Yeah, China, like Shanghai, reminds me of Chicago. Like a lot's going on.
On
I
your
like
list
being
of,
in a city where it's like there's a lot of avenues.
I love that. On a list of like places to visit every so often, are you a once a year kind of guy to go to Khrushchev?
I
Do you
try
strive
to be.
for that,
I
at
had a
least?
streak going for every year.
Yeah.
But generally, it's been every other year. I've never gone longer than every other year.
Right.
I'm sorry. When I was younger, I did go once 2 summers without going, and I thought that was. And when I went that was 2 years ago. When I went back, I thought like, I mean, it was like sad, you know. And I was like, I'm never doing that
Do it
again.
again.
So I go every other summer.
Right. See, personally, like I love going back every summer. I try to go back every summer, and I've 2 to 3 months at a time way back when. Now it's coming down to around the 4 weeks to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't care where we are. I don't care what's going on in the world. I love going there, man. It's the most insane thing to me.
Yeah. I know you go for like 2 months, 3 back. Now, yeah, it's kind of shrink because
Yeah.
you have to, you know. But I love Khrushchev, and I would go longer. I usually go for about 10 days to like 2 weeks and a half, whatever that is.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I feel like a lot's changed in Khrushchev too these last 5 years. I don't think your
Definitely.
3 month
It's not like when we
as
used
fun
to
as
go
they
when we were longer.
younger.
When we were younger, yeah. It's definitely interesting. But you know what I think?
But Khrushchev, but I feel like Tehran and those places are inclining.
Well, yeah, those are these. We're talking about huge cities right now where they're
Like
actually
Pristina is like
insanity.
it's like becoming cooler to go there than
It's-
places in Europe.
They're
like
actually
Germany.
becoming tourist spots for Europeans,
Yeah.
for Americans, and for people all around the world. They're actually becoming tourist spots to go there. I don't know, man. I like that small city vibe of Khrushchev.
I like it too. I
I
like
love
it too.
going
I'm
there.
not
and I
gonna
feel
say I
like
don't.
I feel like going back all those summers, that's what kept me to be more Albanian in and of itself. Because if I just spent summers here with all the hot dogs in the world, by the way, hot dogs is a term we use for American whitewashed kids 100%, just
Yeah.
being full hot dog on it. And I feel like going back every summer, and the fact that I had to go back because when I first started going there, I didn't want to go there. So I was thinking about what Tommy and Wayne Iverson were doing here
Yeah,
as opposed to over there. And then as we started getting a little bit older, we started hanging out more over there. It was more of a fun time. And then we had to pave our own way hanging out over there. We made the friendships we have now that lasted this long, and I feel like that's what's made us more Albanian.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's why it's a destination spot for me
Connor
for the
is
rest of my
not even
life.
Albanian. My best friend who's been there 3 times was about to go his
So
4th.
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
I think it's 3 or 4, whatever.
4th for sure. He had his flight booked. He didn't go this summer because of COVID.
Right.
But it makes him more Albanian just going there, and he's not Albanian.
Albanian at all.
But it makes him more. So imagine for us. And
exactly. Yeah, he's more Albanian than some of the Albanians I know.
He's more Albanian than a lot of Albanians I know.
Yep.
And it's just weird, dude. I feel like Khrushchev is cool. I feel like we enjoy it. I just hope we don't lose that with them. I hope Khrushchev kind of does something. I know what you mean when you say like it's enough for you.
Yeah.
But it's not enough
because I'm already
for everyone.
emotionally invested there.
Yeah.
But how do they bring a whole new generation of kids that are growing up right now? What's to them gonna be the emotional attachment?
Yeah.
Which
Well, my theory is what it's always been. When you're under 21, you literally feel like a rock star in Macedonia.
That's true.
You go to the clubs, you get bottles. You're 18. They don't check IDs.
They don't know
you
what an
can
ID
drink.
is.
You can do what you want. Everyone's your friend. You're high-fiving 40 people a night. That's pretty cool.
100%. That's what it was for us, and that's what it is for these guys coming up
Yeah.
right now. They're basically with social media and itself. They're going to Europe and they're living a crazy life through social media that they're gonna come back to their friends here and they're gonna be like, look what we do
Their
in
friends
Europe.
like vaped in a Walmart parking lot all summer.
They were hanging out in parking lots all summer while these guys
Or front flipping off of like some cafe bar with
yeah.
like noisy in the background. Yeah.
going to these crazy concerts, having the time of their lives. So that's going to keep them. I don't know how much longer that's going to go for, though. I don't know if that's
I don't
going to be
know.
enough to keep this new generation.
Well, the parents too, because
Yeah.
now the parents whose kids are 14,
Yeah,
they're not as inclined to take their kids back.
kids back
anymore.
exactly.
Our
Well,
parents were like, we remember
was a
like
mo-
when we were
yep.
like 10 years old, we'd be like, no, Like, I don't know why. We'd like argue about going back home, but we loved it when we were there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
100%.
We weren't like not wanting to go, but we were like,
we were hesitant about going, but then once when we got there, it was full throttle. We were having the time
to come back here. We didn't want to come back because we literally went to like Flaperas every day and played Mortal Kombat.
We were
At 10 years old, you were in heaven.
Yeah, we were doing stuff that we would have never been able to do here.
At 9 years old, I used to walk by myself to like all around the city.
Yep.
Into stores, shop, play video games at the gaming place. I had like a full adult life at 9 years old. I had my own money in my pocket.
Yep.
Didn't have a phone. That was kind of cool. I just was like
it was
enjoying
just us
life.
enjoying life right then and there.
And I'd come home like my parents were both here. I'd go like back to my grandparents.
Right.
And I don't know. I felt so independent.
It was like, you were living your basically adult life at that such a young age.
At 9.
Like, remember when
I'm
we were
not
doing
kidding.
our,
I was 9.
We were doing our things coming up. We were a little bit older, maybe like 14 when we took the 4-wheelers back home. Dude, we basically had cars that took us around the city.
60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And we were 14 years old going to the mountains, us two only.
Yeah, we were going to, Those were, dude.
That's crazy. When you think about it, I know 14-year-olds now who can't even like leave the house with, like, they have a babysitter. A babysitter.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. A babysitter, another adult comes to watch a 14-year-old play Call of Duty. Like, what?
When we were 14, we were doing the most scandalous stuff.
We were riding 4-wheelers and call it scandalous, fine, someone call it spoiled, but not even a post from scandalous, very independent stuff.
Yeah.
Remember when my 4-wheeler died?
And we had to figure out
mountains. Yep, we had to get someone to go. It was like almost turning night. We figured it out at like 15, 16.
Yep.
If you did that now to like some 16-year-olds I know, they would literally have a heart attack or they'd panic to death.
They would first of all, they wouldn't even be up there doing that.
Because we were so far up.
They wouldn't be allowed to do
where we
that.
were at 16 in those mountains, they would have flipped.
They would have flipped out. We went through those.
We were high up.
But that's the benefit we had of control, that we had to play, because we couldn't do that around here.
Yeah.
There was no way for us to even have access to those things. We had access to those things over there. And that's why we loved it growing up so much. Now I feel like with this younger generation, the way younger generation, it's like they're not going to get to experience those things.
Yeah, I doubt it.
And then we also, that's just insanity when I think about it.
Alike.
They're on a whole different...
We're all very alike.
Yeah.
Like we all talk the same, acted the same, dressed the same. When we went back home, we were all like minions, like the same shit.
Yeah.
Now, like you look, there's like this kind of kids, that kind of kids, and they're like not friends.
And then that's the thing too. That's something that I've wanted to talk about too. Is our generation? I feel like we were kind of the forgotten generation, and by that I mean like forgotten in terms of being Albanian. Like we were just let loose and we had to figure it out. Whereas like a generation above us, they had their kids and now they have all these different access to the Shkola Shqipe that's in Chicago. They take them to these things. They take them to go out and do different things with Albanians. So they're like not forced upon, but they have access to being Albanian way differently. We didn't have that much.
Their questions are answered.
They have questions where we had to interconnect with one another.
Yeah, you're right.
And we were just let out into the world. This is what you're going to do, and go do this.
This is what we want you to do. Now go figure it out.
We had to figure it out. And through that, we kept being Albanian with that, all of our generation. Like I know all of our friends that are out there, and even not our friends, we figured that one another. How many times have we gone to like a darsim or some type of gathering where, oh shit, what do we do? What do I say when I walk in? You know what I mean?
I text you that all the time. How many times have I texted you? I don't even like know what to say, dude.
Exactly. And then how I had to figure it out, I just had to like somehow figure it out and watch someone else do it or ask someone. And then when I got asked, but they nuk din si ta bush. But yeah, I wasn't born knowing this shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was always like a problem for it. And it's just
in our generation, our parents just thought we knew everything. Because we were Kanea every summer for 3 months.
And we're out 4-wheeling doing crazy stuff, going to the cafes, figuring out what to do. We're not learning the traditional stuff. We're doing our own thing. And it's just like, that's the big thing that we had growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do I say? What do I say when I walk in?
I feel that's why we got a lot of like crazies in our generation. I feel like there's a lot of 25 to 30-year-olds that are just like doing things in life that I get shocked when I hear.
It's just like, what? Just when you think about it, what happened?
Yeah, like what happened?
Where did
I know I'm a mess, but damn,
there's a lot bigger messes.
Yeah.
So yeah, like on the spectrum of like super traditional and modern Albanians, as it goes for Albanian Americans, is where do you find yourself? So traditional, full-blown, just extremist on this side, 100% Albanian, Shtoa and Ekshua, or full modern,
Dude,
where you don't even care about.
Man. I'm full modern. You
I
know
don't
what?
think you're full modern.
I don't think I'm full modern. I'm very like seljački
'Cause-
sometimes.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know what I am.
No,
I feel modern, but I'm very traditional.
Right. So you're in
It's
the.
just, I know someone's gonna be like, yeah, right. That's why you have a kid. But I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm pretty traditional. Like when I go back home, and I know this sounds crazy to others, I go back home a lot.
Yeah.
I go visit all my aunts. I go have coffee with them.
Yep.
I sit. I go meet. I like literally go out to eat with them. I take everyone out. I literally did everybody. I go to Zayas. I go to every uncle, everybody. I visit them the way I should.
Right.
The way
you
they
do
want
it the
me
way,
to.
yeah, the way they want, exactly.
And that's very traditional in me. I know guys our age that do not do that. They go back home, they don't see a person except their cousins that they like go drink with or something. I'm very traditional in that sense.
Right. Yeah. That's so the thing with that is in the traditionals. What I mean by that is how much of the culture do you feel like you keep and do you want to keep, and how much of the traditions do you feel like you keep and you want to keep?
I feel like I keep a good general amount of the traditions, but being Muslim, I'm not like the best Muslim probably. But
I don't think anybody is. There's no such thing as the best Muslim.
I've
I
never
know
ate
shit.
pork.
I'm not.
I've never ate pork in my life, except once an accident in 6th grade at the camping trip because they literally put it in the food and didn't tell anybody. And I seriously remember, like, I called my mom. I was like, "Mami, on badash," like, and she was like freaking out too.
Of course she was.
But she was like, "Don't worry." She's like, "Dude, they didn't tell you." I was like, "They didn't tell me anything." I was like, "Then I ate it."
You were hyperventilating.
I thought I was gonna puke and like stuff, but I was fine. But that's it. And I don't eat pork ever. But I guess I do every other wrong thing in the book,
Right.
But not like every wrong thing. I just drink and not even heavy. I don't even drink.
It's
actually,
just like you just
I'm
drink
not
for
a drinker.
casually. Yeah.
If that, not even casually.
This one time, I don't even
Don't say
remember.
something stupid, dude.
This is not that stupid. It's decently funny though.
You can edit it out.
I could. This one time, I don't know, 3rd, 4th grade, alluding to your pork thing. 3rd, 4th grade, we're eating sloppy joes are on the menu, and it looked good as a sloppy joe. Who doesn't like a sloppy joe? Hot lunch. I get it. And I'm eating through it, and there's this little shithead of a kid. I don't even remember who it was, but I just remember instinctively that they said there's pork in sloppy joes. And dude, we grew up, don't eat pork, don't eat pork. That's the only thing. I knew I was Muslim and that you shouldn't eat pork, and that's all I knew.
That's final.
Dude, I don't know if he said that to screw with me, to make me mad, to make me cry. Full-blown panic attack. All the lunch moms came from the hot lunch area. The security guards that were there, whatever they were, came. Dude, I had a full panic attack. I basically passed out. I remember waking up in the nurse's room with my parents hovering over me, asking what happened. And I told my dad, I'm like, I ate pork in the sloppy joe. He just looked at me. He's like, "Majer bet gjut get number pork e ke bua for ni sloppy joe që ke hunger." Dude, it was.
Dude, I bet everyone thought you were an idiot.
I didn't go to school for 2 days after that because I was so embarrassed.
That sucks.
But that's what it was growing up. Don't eat pork because you're
my
Muslim.
son has never had pork, and his baby mama agreed that she's never gonna feed him pork. So
Yeah, so
but not because he's Muslim, just because I've never had pork, and I'll let him pick if he's Muslim. I don't.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing, like how he's gonna grow up. There's because we were confused growing up being Albanian. We were fully Albanian. We had fully Albanian parents, but we were in American lifestyle. And I know for a fact I was confused about a lot of stuff.
Right.
So it's like it's gonna be the same thing for Mars. It's gonna be very.
I'm just gonna have to
interesting.
show him that Muslims are cooler or something. Like
You're just gonna try
take him like
finessing him.
Dubai and like take him around in Lamborghinis and be like, "This is what Muslims do."
Yeah, but I think it's also gonna help that you're very aware of the fact that there is going to be confusion there, and that you're going to be able to help him work towards that.
Yeah. You know what? He's just gonna be a hybrid, like every kid is. It's not even a big deal.
Now, yeah,
I'm not religious to that point, and I hate to sound. I know someone's gonna debunk it, but I really don't care. I really don't. He could be Christian. I'm like, all right, cool. He could be Buddhist. I feel like I'm Buddhist sometimes.
I know a lot of people.
But I'll never eat pork.
We've kept it until now. I'm not going to change that one up. So
it's more of like just a lifestyle,
Speaking of lifestyle, is Wealthy Habits a lifestyle?
Wealthy Habits is, as you can see, I'm merched out.
You are fully merched out. He's loving life right now.
Oh, dude, I wish I had more effort these days.
In what?
Just to like drop collections. Everybody asks.
All right, let's just get down to it then. What is Wealthy Abbott? Give a definitive answer
Dude,
right now
I've never answered
to
this
the
right.
Albanian community of
I've
what.
changed it like 5 times.
Well, you're gonna change it another
We
5
used to
times
be like a
after
hip hop
this,
group.
probably.
We used to be a nightlife group. Now we're just a clothing. Is it live right now?
Yeah, it's live right now.
All right.
We had a little technical difficulty there. I don't know. I'll do some cool edit where it's whatever. But Wealthy Habits. All right, definitively, that's where the last thing I remember. What the hell is Wealthy Habits for those that don't know? In fact, I've been near you all my life, and I still don't know what Wealthy Habits is.
Dude, it changes often. Honestly, it was a rap group like 2012 to 15. It was a.
Oh man.
We've done nightlife for a very long time.
I'm just gonna cut
now-
you right there, real quick.
What?
I'm gonna go through all your nicknames. Your government name is Arga Tim Emini.
Oh, dude.
You're known as Tim Emini.
Yes.
Your self-proclaimed celebrity, Tim_celebrity on
Just my
Instagram.
Instagram. That happened naturally. Go ahead.
That one, well, didn't happen naturally because it progressed from you're formerly known as T_dot.
Dude, no, I'm not.
Yes, you
no,
are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
That was like one
T-dot,
week.
T-dot was the name of your song.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. That's
First
what
of
you were
all-
under. Look up your file, and I guarantee you it
No
was
way,
T-dot.
dude. First of all, I was 16. That was before Wealthy Habits started. When I was 19. So you're a big goofy for that. And T-Dot was just a joke nickname DeAndre gave me.
All right, we'll go from there. But you guys were a rap group. That was your rap name, and he has a single out there.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You have a single out there, and you're going to release it sometime in the future for everybody to hear because it was awesome. And you were known as T-Dot at that time.
Yeah, and I did come in on the intro, and I said, yo, check out my boy, D Supreme, and I said in a track.
Yep.
You're right. But that was like 2 weeks, and it was over. I like did a different hobby.
It was short-lived, in my opinion.
Yeah, facts.
But you guys were a rap group. Now,
Wealthy Habits is just a clothing brand now, and that's all I want to keep it at. We'll still host events here and there, but generally, I love clothing, and I think I'm really good at designing it. I could be so
you're
wrong.
amazing. I love that, and I've said it before. I posted it on my story. I'll say it again. I'll give you a shameless plug right now. All things Albanian graphics are coming from my boy Tim here. So
Yes.
beautiful work. I love it. Check him
You
out.
can check
on
my
that.
bio out on my Instagram. I do a lot
Yeah.
of
We'll
cool
tag
work.
him in and all that nonsense.
You know what I've always said? You don't have to put your name on good work. They'll find you.
That's true. That's a great quote.
That's
right
why
there.
I never do. All the work I do, I have no logo. I never tag my name. They always find me.
I love that. This was pretty fun, man. I feel like we could end it here, huh?
Yeah.
Unless you want to get into someone, go ahead and give a plug to the camera. Whatever you try.
Oh,
what are you
dude.
doing right now? What are we going
Oh
at?
my God.
What's the discount code?
There's no discount code. I'm trying
Nick's
to make
asking
money.
for a
I
discount
just lost
code.
so much money in 2020 because of COVID.
Use
Discount code.
Mars #1 birthday. Get 30% off.
40% off.
50.
60.
70.
All right, free
I'm just
clothes.
going to plug myself on Instagram, follow me. If you're Albanian, follow me because I'm pretty Albanian myself. And I have a lot of projects coming up, actually.
I love that.
I'm moving units fast.
Beautiful.
Soon I probably will charge you to do this.
I'm not gonna pay, so. Damn it. All right then. All right, man. This was fun.
This
love
was
it.
fun.
This was a
Honest
good
to
time.
God. Honest
All right,
to God.
man. Let's end it
Honest
there.
to God. And thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nicholas. Nick behind the scenes. Nick behind the camera. We're figuring out a name for him.
all me.
Oh, I forgot to do those. This was all him. Yeah, whatever.